Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So today I'm making native palm oil rice, and it's inspired by Hilda Baci. However, this is customized to fit the ingredients that I have at home, and yeah, just tweaking it here and there. So first of all, this is pomo and some goat meat. Pomo and goat meat because the pomo is not enough, and I want it to have like I want obstacles in the rice, right? So I added some goat meat. Then one of these is uzis and one of it is scent leaf. This, then spring onions, pounded crayfish, dried smoked panla fish. This is yellow pepper for that flavor. I'm going to use it to toast the rice. You see what I'll do in a bit. Then this is roughly blended tatashe, garlic, ginger, and onions. So one bulb of onions, like 5 large tatashes, and garlic and ginger to my preference. If you know me, you know I love garlic and ginger. Then basmati rice. This is what I'm using. I've washed it and drained it already. Then this is goat meat stock. So these are my ingredients. Then I have onions. So because I've already grinded a lot of it here, I'll just be cutting this into the butter, which I'll be using to toast the rice in a bit. The first step to this rice is toasting the rice. Now you're going to need to toast the rice with butter. Toasting the rice is not necessary, but as per Hilda Baci's recipe, it's necessary to get the outcome that you're expecting. Prior to this social media age, I never heard of anything called toasting rice. I of course, everyone knows about toasting bread, but toasting rice is a foreign concept, and yeah, it's actually very interesting. I know that when I was much younger and even up until adulthood, we used to make palm oil rice, also known as native rice, in my house, but we didn't need to toast it. Anyway, at this point, it's the stage to add the onions. I also added yellow pepper, also known as gembu pepper. Gembu is from Taraba State, where I'm from. So after I added the gembu pepper and the onions, I now added the rice and stirred everything together. The concept is, I guess, is to fry the rice with the butter. I really don't know what it does, but I guess it does something. I know it adds a flavor, sha. As you know, this is my first time trying this recipe, and I'm just lucky that it worked out well for me. So next up, I added the meat stock. I had cooked goat meat the day before, so I added the meat stock, and I added a little water to loosen the rice. So yeah, that's what I did at this stage, and then I covered and I cooked for a couple of minutes. I left it to cook, and when the rice was soft, basmati, you have to be careful, because if you leave it for too long and if you add too much water, it will overcook and you hate it. So you have to pay attention to it. So I added a little water, and whenever I needed to add more water, I added off camera. So the rice is cooked now, and it's now time to prepare the sauce. First of all, I'm going to add the palm oil into the frying pan. Of course, it's native rice, it's palm oil rice, you need palm oil. So I'll add the palm oil into the pan and leave to fry for a bit. Then afterwards, I'll add the other ingredients, which are the crayfish, the iru, the pepper mix. So I love adding crayfish to palm oil when I'm cooking soup, when I'm cooking anything that requires palm oil or anything that is local. This is because I like the flavor that it gives. And secondly, I'm going to add iru, locust beans, also known as dadawa. I didn't put a lot because my family members would have hated it. They don't like iru, so I stirred the oil for a bit and allowed it to just simmer, and the flavor was really nice. Afterwards, I added the pepper mix, tatashe mix, and onions with ginger and garlic, like I mentioned earlier on. I added it to the oil and I left it to fry for a bit. Now I also rinsed the blender, because I don't want the pepper that was still there, the residue, to waste. So I rinsed it and I poured the water into the frying pan. Then I just, because the meat stock is already spiced, like there's already seasoning in it. I don't want the rice to be too salty, so I just added a little spice to this oil, to this sauce. Sorry for that mistake. So I just added a little spice, and then afterwards I added the pomo and the goat's meat and the fish, and just let it fry for a bit. So the spices I added were salt, seasoning cubes, also known as bouillon cubes, black pepper, and yeah, that was it. Then I added all the obstacles. I didn't have a lot of obstacles at home. If you want more, of course you can tweak it to your taste. This recipe isn't exactly Hilda Baci's recipe because I added one or two things. I don't think I saw spring onions in her recipe. I didn't see yellow pepper, I don't think I saw iru in her recipe, so I added one or two things. So feel free, that's what recipes are for. You can always customize it or tweak it to your preference. So I let the sauce fry for a bit, and I added fresh onions too. When I was satisfied with the sauce, then I transferred the cooked rice to the fire because the pan was wider than the one that I used to fry the sauce, and so I poured the sauce into the rice and attempted to mix everything together. This is going to take a while, well, not so long to be honest, but you have to give it time. I keep on mixing and mixing until everything is well combined together. Yeah, basically that's it. And if you need to add a little water, like just a very very little water, because you don't want soggy rice, please do, a little water. Well, for this recipe I did not have to add water, so I just mixed everything, and then I now added the grain, the uziza, scent leaf, and spring onions. Yeah, like for Hilda Baci's recipe, I think it was just, and most recipes I've seen, mostly just ugu and spring and scent leaf, and I think I've seen uziza somewhere, but yeah, I decided to combine all of them, and turned out amazing. So I mixed everything. It looks yummy already, it looks so good already, and yeah, mixed everything together, and yeah, the rice is ready. It doesn't take it doesn't take a while to prepare rather, but yeah, it takes a lot to prepare. So I'm done now, and this food, it tastes so good. It tastes so good. This recipe bangs. If you have the ingredients and you want to try it out, please do. You're going to love it. It's so good. I can't wait to dig in. I also have some roasted fish, giwarua, which pairs very well with this food, because there's some fish inside as well. Anyways, thank you for watching. If you've gotten to this point, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I must say the Hilda Baci recipe is 10/10. It's really good, and you should try it somehow. If you ever try it, let me know what you think. Ciao.